One moment, life is as calm as a tranquil lake, and in the blink of an eye, it can whirl into a storm of stress, chaos, and uncertainty. This, believe it or not, is the essence of growth, a relentless series of unexpected challenges that thrust us into situations we feel utterly unprepared for. Yet, amidst this chaos, a question arises. Can we keep our minds steady? Is there a method to remain undisturbed no matter the turmoil around us? The answer is a resounding yes. Calmness is not a rare gift reserved for the few. It is a skill, a habit that can be nurtured daily. It all starts with mastering our own minds. Marcus Aurelius once imparted timeless wisdom, saying, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Stoicism doesn't just suggest, but insists that tranquility isn't about controlling the world around us, but mastering our reactions to it. In this video, we'll delve into practical strategies to train our minds to remain composed, even amidst life's most turbulent episodes. Because ultimately, life isn't about evading the curveballs. It's about learning to catch them and throw them back with equal finesse. 1. Control your mind. Mastering your mind is like learning to sail in stormy seas. It's about steering your thoughts and emotions rather than letting them steer you. Let's say you're at a casual social gathering, enjoying light-hearted conversations and laughter. Suddenly, someone makes a sharp, hurtful comment directed at you. In an unguarded moment like this, your first impulse might be to respond with equal sharpness, to let the hurt dictate your actions. But here's where Stoic wisdom shines through, offering a different path. Epictetus taught that we don't get upset by things themselves, but by our view of those things. When someone's words feel like a sting, it's not the words causing pain, it's our perception of them. By changing our perception, we shift the entire experience. Instead of reacting with hurt or anger, pause. In that brief pause, you seize the opportunity to control your response. Ask yourself, is this reaction in line with the person I want to be? Is it beneficial to engage, or should I let this comment pass? This control over your mind isn't just about suppressing your initial reactions. It's about consciously deciding how you will allow external events to affect you. It's choosing not to give someone else the power over your emotions. You acknowledge the hurt, recognize the impulse to lash back, but then you choose a response that aligns with your values and the calm you seek to cultivate. This practice is at the heart of Stoic training. It starts with small, everyday occurrences, like comments at a party, and builds to bigger challenges. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to respond with deliberation and calmness. Marcus Aurelius emphasized this as the true strength of the mind, not just in accepting what happens, but in controlling our responses, ensuring they add to our well-being rather than detract from it. By embracing this Stoic approach, you empower yourself in all interactions. You transform your reactions into responses, and in doing so, you keep your mind steady, no matter the storms around you. This isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about growing stronger through the challenges and disturbances we face daily. Remember, a calm mind is not a weak one. It is powerful, deliberate, and profoundly influential in crafting the quality of our lives. 2. Anger doesn't solve problems. It's easy to feel that surge of anger when things don't go our way, like that intense heat that rushes through your body when someone cuts you off in traffic. In those heated moments, it feels almost instinctive to let anger out, as if it's going to fix the problem or ease the frustration. However, if we take a step back, inspired by Stoic wisdom, we realize that anger, more often than not, clouds our judgment rather than clears our path. Stoicism teaches us a vital lesson about emotions. They are within our control, and anger, while a natural human reaction should not dictate our actions. Think about it. When anger takes the wheel, what follows? Raised voices, harsh words, actions we might later regret. Stoics like Epictetus urged us not to react to provocations with upset, but to pause and reflect. He famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This perspective shifts how we see and respond to irritants in our daily lives. When someone does something that triggers your anger, like making a negative comment or acting unfairly, it's an opportunity to practice this stoic discipline. By choosing not to respond with anger, you're not showing weakness. You're exercising supreme control over the only thing you truly command, yourself. This doesn't mean swallowing your feelings or pretending everything is okay. It means you acknowledge your anger, understand why you feel it, but then choose a response that aligns with your greater goals of peace and rationality. This practice of controlling anger does more than just keep social situations or traffic incidents from escalating. It contributes to your long-term well-being and health. Uncontrolled anger can lead to chronic stress, which affects not just mental health, but physical health as well. Thus, by managing our anger, we're not only saving ourselves from potential external conflicts, but also protecting our internal state from turmoil. Next time you find yourself on the brink of an angry reaction, remember the Stoic way. Take a deep breath, count to 10. Think about the consequences of letting anger explode versus channeling it constructively. This mindful approach can transform challenging interactions into moments of personal growth and peace. 3. Calmness is strength. Often we equate loudness and aggression with power. In heated meetings or passionate debates, the one who shouts the loudest might seem like they're taking charge. But is this really what strength looks like? Through the lens of Stoicism, we find a different interpretation of power, one that champions calmness as a true marker of strength and leadership. Stoic philosophy, which has been practiced by leaders and thinkers from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, teaches that the ultimate control is over oneself. In situations where tempers flare and the pressure mounts, the person who can maintain their composure is not just showing restraint, they are demonstrating a profound mastery over the chaos that ensnares others. This self-mastery is a skill honed through mindful practice and a deep understanding of one's thoughts and reactions. Let's consider a typical workplace scenario, a meeting where discussions start to turn sharp and accusatory. While it might be tempting to respond in kind, escalating the conflict, imagine instead choosing to remain composed. This composure isn't about being passive, it's about being strategic. It's understanding that by not allowing external forces to disturb your inner peace, you keep the upper hand. This level of poise can disarm an aggressive counterpart and steer the conversation back to a more productive and respectful tone. Moreover, embracing calmness as strength helps in building resilience. Life will inevitably throw challenges our way. This is something Stoics prepare for. They don't seek to avoid difficulties. Rather, they equip themselves with the mental fortitude to face them head-on. By practicing calmness, you prepare yourself to withstand life's storms with grace. When others might be knocked off course by unexpected challenges, a well-practiced Stoic will adjust their sails smoothly and continue forward. This concept of calmness also extends beyond personal benefit. It influences those around us. Calmness can be contagious. It can inspire and stabilize others. In moments of crisis or tension, the calm individual often becomes a beacon for others, providing a sense of security and clarity in the midst of confusion. This not only enhances your own reputation as a leader and a reliable member of your community, but also strengthens the collective ability to navigate adversity. The Stoic view of calmness as a form of strength is not just about keeping your cool for appearance's sake. It's about cultivating an inner sanctuary of peace that remains untouched by external disorder. It's about not just surviving life's battles, but thriving through them with dignity and wisdom. 4. Life is unfair, but that doesn't matter. We all encounter moments when life seems to deal us an unfair hand. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a personal setback, or witnessing rewards seemingly go to those less deserving. These instances can stir up feelings of injustice and resentment. But here's where Stoic wisdom really comes into play, teaching us that while we can't control life's fairness, we can control how we respond to it. Stoicism encourages us to shift our focus from external inequities to internal resilience. Consider the idea that external events have no emotional content except what we assign to them. This means that our experience of life's fairness isn't an objective truth, but a subjective interpretation. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus would argue that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but the views we hold about them. Now, think about the concept of fairness. It's a human-constructed ideal that often doesn't apply in nature or the chaos of human affairs. Recognizing this can be liberating. Instead of stewing over the unfairness of a situation, Stoicism invites us to ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? This mindset not only helps us handle disappointment, but also propels us towards personal growth and improved emotional intelligence. By reframing our experiences of unfairness as opportunities for development, we're no longer victims of circumstance, but active participants in shaping our destinies. This doesn't mean we accept injustice passively. Rather, we approach it with a proactive stance, seeking ways to overcome challenges and advocate for change where possible, without letting bitterness or anger cloud our judgment. Moreover, by practicing detachment from the outcomes of unfair situations, we cultivate a kind of mental and emotional fortitude that is impervious to the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. This stoic resilience is what enables us to endure hardships without losing our peace of mind. We begin to see life's challenges not as obstacles meant to defeat us, but as tests meant to strengthen us. In embracing this stoic approach, we find that life's unfairness matters less over time. Our focus shifts from lamenting what we don't have to appreciating what we do have and making the most of it. We learn to value our ability to persevere and our capacity to maintain our integrity and inner peace regardless of external circumstances. So, the next time you find yourself facing a seemingly unjust situation, remember the Stoic teaching that while you cannot control every aspect of life, you can always control your response. It's in this response that you find your power and your peace. This is the essence of living stoically, not just surviving life's unfairness, but thriving in spite of it. 5. Losing control is a choice. In our daily lives, we often find ourselves in situations where emotions run high. It might be a stressful day at work, an argument with a loved one, or even something as simple as getting stuck in traffic. It's natural to feel like our emotions are just reactions to these situations, uncontrollable and inevitable. However, Stoicism teaches us something quite revolutionary about our emotional states. We have the choice to control them, not the other way around. This idea that we can choose how we respond to external events is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that while we might not have control over the world around us, over other people's actions, or the things that happen to us, we always have control over our own responses. This notion is empowering.
It suggests that losing control isn't something that just happens to us. It's a decision we make, whether we realize it at the moment or not. Let's dissect this concept further. When something goes wrong, or someone says something that upsets us, our first response is typically emotional. This initial reaction is automatic, but what follows doesn't have to be. Stoicism invites us to pause between our initial feeling and our subsequent action. This pause is crucial. It's the moment where we can decide not to be swept away by our emotions. We can ask ourselves, is this reaction useful? Does it serve me or my goals? More often than not, the answer is no. By practicing this pause, we begin to cultivate a mental space where choices live. This space allows us to select a response based on wisdom and reason rather than on impulse. For instance, if someone interrupts us rudely during a meeting, our instinct might be to snap back or shut down. However, with our stoic mindset, we can choose to respond calmly, perhaps by addressing the interruption politely or by refocusing the conversation. This choice can change the outcome of the entire meeting and significantly influence our own peace of mind. Moreover, viewing control as a choice helps us understand our emotions better. We start to see patterns in what triggers us and how we react. This understanding can lead us to more profound insights about our values, our fears, and how we can better align our responses with our principles. It also teaches us about accountability. By acknowledging that we choose our reactions, we take full responsibility for them, which is a cornerstone of personal growth and integrity. Incorporating this stoic practice into your life doesn't mean you'll never feel angry, upset, or frustrated again. Rather, it means that you'll no longer let these feelings dictate your actions. You'll recognize that while emotions are part of the human experience, the strength of character lies in how you manage them. So, the next time you find yourself on the verge of reacting impulsively, remember the Stoic wisdom. Losing control is a choice. You have the power to choose calmness and reason, and in doing so, you choose to live a life less perturbed by the external chaos. 6. Don't get stuck in the past or the future. It's incredibly easy to fall into the trap of dwelling on past mistakes or fretting about the future. This mental tug-of-war not only saps our present happiness, but can also prevent us from living fully in the moment, the only place where we can truly make a difference. Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes the importance of living in the present, offers a potent remedy for this common human dilemma. Marcus Aurelius famously noted that we can only live in the present moment. Yet so many of us let the present slip away by being ensnared in past regrets or future anxieties. Aurelius advocated for a focus on the here and now, suggesting that this is where our power truly lies. When we anchor ourselves in the present, we are not weighed down by past failures or unduly worried about future uncertainties. Consider the energy we waste when we linger on something embarrassing or painful that happened in the past. These memories, while part of our story, do not define our current selves unless we let them. Similarly, when we excessively worry about what's to come, we're borrowing trouble from a future that's not guaranteed. Both habits distract us from taking action in the present, where we can making decisions and taking actions that are mindful and deliberate, rather than reactive or fear-based. Practicing mindfulness is one way to cultivate this Stoic ideal. Mindfulness involves paying full attention to the present moment without judgment. It means noticing your thoughts, feelings, and the world around you, and accepting them without trying to change them. This practice can help break the cycle of regret and anxiety, anchoring you in the reality of now. Another practical Stoic exercise is the daily reflection on what you can control and what you cannot. This helps to center your efforts on your actions and attitudes,
elements firmly rooted in the present. When you focus on these aspects, you're more likely to make impactful changes to your immediate environment and state of mind, enhancing your effectiveness and satisfaction. So, by embracing the Stoic practice of living in the present, you liberate yourself from the chains of past regrets and future worries. This freedom is essential for achieving tranquility and effectiveness in our daily lives. It enables us to cherish each moment, recognize opportunities as they arise, and reduce the emotional clutter that can cloud our judgment and sap our energy. Remember, the past is unchangeable, the future is uncertain, but the present is all yours to shape. Embrace it with both hands, and let Stoic wisdom guide you to a fuller, more present life. 7. Calmness lies within you. It's a common misconception that our environment dictates our sense of peace and calm. However, the truth, deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, suggests otherwise. Real calmness starts from within. This inner calm is something that doesn't fluctuate with the ups and downs of daily life. Rather, it remains a steady, guiding force amid the chaos of the outside world. Stoicism teaches us that our reactions to events are the source of our disturbances, not the events themselves. This is a powerful insight because it places the control back into our hands. Imagine you're faced with a sudden setback at work, a project falls through, or a deal doesn't go as planned. The instinct might be to panic or to let frustration take over. However, if you cultivate inner calmness, your response would be markedly different. You'd be able to take a step back, assess the situation logically, and figure out your next steps without the cloud of emotional turmoil. This approach is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is okay when it isn't. Rather, it's about acknowledging your emotions without letting them overpower you. By fostering a serene internal environment, you can face external challenges more effectively. Think of it like the eye of a hurricane. While everything is turbulent outside, the center remains peaceful and unshaken. Developing this kind of inner calm requires practice and patience. It begins with daily mindfulness exercises, like meditation, which help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings. These practices aren't about changing what you feel, but about changing how you respond to what you feel. Over time, these moments of mindfulness build a foundation of calm that can sustain you through life's challenges. Moreover, Stoic reflections can be incredibly useful. Reflecting on what's within your control and what isn't helps to focus your energies productively. When you realize that much of what we worry about lies beyond our control, you can begin to release unnecessary stress. This realization isn't just comforting, it's liberating. It frees up mental space and energy that you can then invest in actions and thoughts that truly enrich your life and contribute to your peace of mind. Embracing the idea that calmness lies within you also means you stop looking externally for peace. You don't need a vacation, a new job, or a change in circumstances to feel calm. You simply need to tap into the tranquility that's already inside you. This is not to say that external factors don't impact our feelings, they do. But it does mean that we have the power to maintain our composure and our clarity, no matter the situation. 8. Don't let circumstances define you. We all face circumstances that could easily shape our identity if we let them. Whether born into adversity, facing personal challenges, or encountering setbacks, it's tempting to think these circumstances are what define us. But Stoicism offers a powerful counter-narrative. You are not your circumstances. Instead, you are defined by your responses to them. This Stoic principle empowers us to take charge of our narrative and choose resilience over resignation. In the philosophy of Stoicism, There's a profound emphasis on focusing on what we can control, our responses, attitudes, and actions, and letting go of what we cannot control, which often includes the external situations that life throws our way. Epictetus famously stated that it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of these events. By adopting this mindset, you can see life's challenges as opportunities to demonstrate courage, perseverance, and integrity. Consider the story of a young person born into difficult circumstances, perhaps in a community where opportunities are scarce and challenges abound. Society might label this individual as disadvantaged, perhaps even destined to fail. However, embracing Stoic wisdom means rejecting this predetermined narrative. It involves recognizing that while you may not choose your starting point in life, you certainly can choose your path forward. Cultivating this perspective starts with a daily practice of reflection and affirmation. Reflect on instances where you responded to challenges with strength, and consider how these responses have shaped you more than the challenges themselves. Regularly affirming your ability to choose your response helps reinforce your independence from your circumstances. This mental habit shifts your focus from what happens to you to how you deal with it, gradually building a self-concept based on resilience and autonomy. Moreover, this Stoic approach encourages a form of mental and emotional agility. By continually adapting to situations without letting them dictate your self-esteem or ambitions, you maintain a dynamic sense of self that is always growing, always learning. This adaptability is crucial in today's fast-changing world, where the ability to bounce back and forge ahead despite setbacks is invaluable. Practically speaking, applying this Stoic principle means taking action based on your values and goals, regardless of your environment. It means striving for excellence no matter what your current situation might suggest about your potential. Every small step taken in defiance of limiting circumstances affirms your capacity to define your own life. The Stoic teaching that we should not let circumstances define us is not about denying the impact of these circumstances. Rather, it's about asserting a stronger influence, the influence of our chosen responses. This philosophy doesn't just help us cope with life, it transforms how we engage with it. It teaches us that no matter the external conditions, the true measure of our life is the internal strength we cultivate and the personal growth we achieve. Thank you for joining me on this journey today and being a part of our Stoic journal. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity to apply Stoic wisdom and transform your life from within. Don't forget to check out the suggested video on your screen for more insights into living a more fulfilled and resilient life. Together, let's continue to grow, embrace change, and live with intention.